charging like $40 for this. I like the service, but it's just I keep thinking about that. I'm like, damn, wow, it's a lot.
$40 a month?
It's 40, 44, $45, I think.
Wow.
I was talking to Darius about it, and he's like, you should just do like you should just monetize it or just do what is it like the super chat stuff. And I was like, I don't know about all that. I wasn't shooting him down. I was just like, I kind of like it where it's like that because there's no, it doesn't feel like there's any kind of influence or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know we've talked about it.
On a change, though. That's
like
always a month.
Yeah. It's almost taking part of your thing. I met Lucky there. I'm glad you're here. Lucky's here. I met him at the booth. It was really cool. He was a really nice guy. Really nice guy. Ricky's here. I don't know if Ricky's like in here. He said he was tired.
Really nice guy.
He was, dude. He came up and when you're at the con, a lot of times people you don't know anybody by face, so they'll come up and they'll say, "Hey, Paige," or "Hey," and you're like, "Hey."
He said, "Hey, this is Lucky Butter."
He did. He's like, "I'm Lucky." I was like, "Oh, I know you," but you don't know anybody by by their face because people don't show their face.
Yeah,
it's like, and so it was like he's like, "Hey," and we just talked for like 10, 15 minutes, and he was a really nice guy, man. It was really cool. There's a lot of cool people there. Happy 200. Thank you. We are at 200. One of the things that I was told that would be a process improvement would be to go through the chat more. So I'm going to make sure I do that. Good to see everybody. Thank you for everybody coming in. This is going to be a very big show. Big show. Lots of fun. Lots of information. I hope everyone's ready. I think we should just jump into it right now. Unless you guys got something pressing you want to talk about.
We can talk about the Bears later. Ain't that right, MC?
Did something happen with them?
No. We're just forever linked. Forever linked. The Bears and the Lions. Thanks to Ben Johnson. Here we go. Here we go. Take us to the Super Bowl, the Promised Land.
I don't need Jalen for that. Hurt Locker. All right. Here we go. All right.
Oh, what a game. Yeah, we got to talk about the Super Bowl, too, for sure. What a game.
I do have that down. I got that in there.
Not sorry, Kansas City fans.
All right, here we go. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Paige. Welcome to episode 200. Hooray. We made it. Thank God. Now we can retire. Welcome to episode 200 of Hangout, where we give you positive insight into the world of collecting, a very chilled and relaxed atmosphere. I say we because I'm joined by two of my favorite friends that I've missed over the last week, Mr. Rumble 112 Photos, MC, and Curl Prime, CC. How are you guys doing? Good?
Good. Watching the snow come down.
Yuck. Barf.
It's pretty from inside.
It's been 70 here.
No, thanks.
I know, right? You're like, screw you. They got off the plane, like the Mezco team, they got off the plane and they were like, oh my God, it's like humid and shit. It's like, no, this is nice. 200. Yeah. You know what's funny is like, I remember when we did the 100 and now we're already at 2. It's crazy, man. Very happy, very thankful that you guys are going to do that with me. Uh-oh, what's that?
Sorry.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's go. So welcome to episode 200. Top cons tonight. I have some Mezco news. We had quite a bit that came out today. Notes as well. We'll talk about MegaCon, Toyz Fair. I definitely want to hear what you guys thought. And then we got a play party at the end because we can't have all these toys and not mess with them. So play party tonight is Doc Ock. You know, the guy that can't stand on his tentacles, evidently, right? Right. Boom, already.
Business.
Yeah. So that's what we got for our top cons. Of course, this is going to be pretty heavy Mezco. So if you like that kind of stuff, you're in a good spot. But we will talk about some other stuff really quick. So let's get into our show foreplay. Happy all you can eat cake day. Guess whose birthday it is?
Jennifer Lopez.
No, it's our boy, son of a flower. Happy birthday. Cheers to him.
Oh, son of a.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I think he's, how old is he?
25.
25? Yeah, okay. So go to his page and like 25. Yeah, I know.
Is he
Go
old
to
enough
his
to
page.
watch the show?
He should be. He's a Patreon Premium Platinum member, I think.
Wow, 25.
Yeah, but here's his Instagram. Make sure you go to his Instagram and like 25 of his pages. I'm sure he's not 25, but 25 is a good number. So, yeah. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. What's next? What do we got next? Fantastic
Four trailer.
Yes, sir. Boom. All right. Share your thoughts. Chat as well. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I'll let MC go first.
I'm excited for it. Thought it was fun. It had a good vibe. Something different from the MCU. I won't judge it until I see it. So it looks better than the Eternals.
How high is that bar, though? Hey, how was the MegaCon hangout outside of the con? You know what? Let me star that, and I need to explain that. But yeah. CC, what'd you think?
So.
Yeah,
here we go. Right, I'm gonna be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see the new Captain America because I'm waiting to see at one point do we start kind of pulling the story back together, because I feel like right now like everything's like branching out to where we don't have a common theme or like working towards a goal. It feels like at any point right now. So this to me almost kind of feels like a standalone, with it being potentially a different timeline, and it's definitely not during the same time span. So I'm not sure how interested it is, and I don't know. I have a hard time divorcing what's his name from The Mandalorian. Like every time I look at him, I just see The Mandalorian now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they should have went with Jim?
I think he'd been good.
Yeah.
I think he'd been good. Yeah, Pedro Pascal to me, I don't know. Well, but it looked good. But like I said, it doesn't like fit into the current MCU, and I'm kind of waiting for them just they just keep branching out. I want them to start tying it back in.
Yeah, that would be good. Oh, I forgot. I was in the chat, so there's a bunch of little screenshots. When I saw this, I thought it was cool. I like the whole retro vibe. I like how it's kind of like the TVA with Loki.
Yeah.
They're holding that kind of aesthetic. I liked it. I'm looking forward to it. And then this Galactus. I just kept thinking, are we going to get another Galactus? Or is the price going to shoot up for this? Everybody was... I can't tell you how many people at MegaCon were like, do you guys have the Fantastic Four set? I was like, where were you guys a couple months ago? It's like nobody wanted this set, and you guys want it. And you're like, yeah, where is it at? And they're like, so because they saw them all out and stuff. So it's funny how some of that stuff kind of like ties in, like people want to like backtrack and stuff. But I'm excited about seeing it. Would you see it in the theater? Or would you see it at home?
Theater.
Yeah. I might go see theater.
When's this come out?
Oh, what is it?
I think it's this summer. I think like June or July.
Oh, I'll go see it in theaters if it's in.
Yeah. Do you think that Galactus is going to play a major part, or just a tease at the end? I think he would be the main protagonist, wouldn't he? I think it would be made. I think they should go probably big on this. You know, I don't. You might as well, just in case it doesn't go over well, just go like really all out on it. First one. Galactic is going to destroy the universe and will travel to the MC universe or get into the battle world and meet Downey Doom. I like that Downey Doom. Yeah, it would be interesting to see. I'll see it in theater. Super Bowl hurts. Woo! You guys watch Super Bowl?
Mhm.
I
It's
didn't
the
because I was
first Super
packing
Bowl in
up.
a long time. I watched the whole thing.
Did you? Oh, you watched it?
I watched the whole thing.
Nice. Thoughts?
Loved it.
You love seeing Kansas City get you beat?
Destroyed. Loved it.
Manhandled.
Every minute of it. Every minute of it.
Did you guys see that AI Patrick Mahomes interview? Did you see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh God, it's bad. Like it looks just like him speaking through the press conference, but he's like, it's all full of this like valley jokes and stuff. He's like, yeah, they really ran up in there. I don't know what they did, cut clips or they did something, but he goes off on this tangent like about that stuff. But I didn't get a chance to watch it. Like I said, I was packing up all that stuff, but I did watch this. Talk about dividing the country. Wow. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw Cece was there. He was part of the show, the halftime show.
Waving his flag? Was that him?
Uncle Sam.
Oh yeah, he was. No. Too ghetto. Do we need to stay away from this, or do you want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it.
I love this. I don't think everybody's caught on to it because they don't know about Kendrick and who I know they know him as an artist, but I don't think people know him with like symbolism and storytelling. So it's going over a lot of people's head. Some people it's hitting people right in the face, you know, because they know what's going on. But I do. This show was he did this live to run around, remember all of that stuff, keep all that stuff and all the little cameos and stuff. I thought it was cool, you know. But I'm a fan. You know, something different. And everybody's complaining about it, saying they didn't like it. But evidently, this was the most watched event since the moon landing. 133.5 million viewers in the U.S. Some bots.
Yeah.
Some bots, right? Yeah.
How many people in Canada watched it? Anybody in Toronto?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody at the Graham household?
I saw some video. They were playing it, and he was on a table. He was at a table, and he's just like this, like, you know, stone faced. But yeah, I thought it was cool. We'll move on. Tell us the story that he told Paige. Tell us that story he told Paige. It's very quiet, so we should probably move on. Community. This is where we highlight members in the community. I wanted to say shout out to all the people that came to the booth. Everybody that I met, they were really cool. This is Not a Bird Photography, Sully. He came by. He grub sat for a little bit. These two guys stole the booth. Everybody's talking about these two.
Those clowns.
Yeah. They did try to get some free exclusives, but that didn't work. But, you know.
Hey, thanks for the shredder, dude. I appreciate you giving me that shredder.
Oh, too soon.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, his MC and his son, Sawyer. Everybody loved this guy. Yeah, Grub was there.
You mean Sawyer and his dad, MC?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sawyer and his dad, MC. There he is. This guy, he had a voice box. It was kind of funny. That's KJ. And then this was weird. I saw her and I said, Oh, I said, hey, can you come by the booth so I can take a picture of you? Because we have a figure. She goes, yeah. So I take a picture, and I was like, can I get your Instagram? You know, so you can put it on there for socials. And she goes, yeah, sure. And she had her hands full. So she gives me her phone, and I flip through, and the first photo I see is the
Careful now.
school. And no, it's the school where Anne's at.
Oh, really?
I was like, did you go there? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, wow, small world. So I thought that was cool.
You kept swiping.
Yep.
No, I didn't. No. I knew my limits. I was like, let's keep this safe and friendly.
Getting
Safe
warmer.
and friendly.
Warmer.
Yeah, I was like, no. But yeah, really cool. You never know who you might meet out there. And then of course, Sawyer and this little guy, they stole the show. They loved Sawyer's outfit. He did a great job.
Did?
Yeah, they did. They were like, they thought it was really cool, like both of you. So, but him and the little guy, the pink skull, they kind of stole the show. So
And
you
he
guys
was
got
signing autographs and taking pictures. I saw the video of that.
You did? You saw that?
Yeah, he had the big time to one guy. He's like, hold on, I'm videotaping. I'll get to you when I get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Stand in line, buddy. Stand in line. All the ladies up front.
Yeah, and he man, he was really cool, man. It was cool to see everybody there, especially especially friends like that. Like I saw them, and we kind of like walked around the booth together. So, but it was good energy around the booth. Really cool.
Yeah.
Would have been cool. CC was there, but
You missed the flight.
yeah. Next time, baby. Next time.
Snow.
So let's talk some toys. Tiger uppercut. All right, this is via the Toy Amigos. I think they got this off Jada's site. I'm gonna flip through the pictures. You guys let me know what you think and go.
Love it.
Wow, that didn't take much. I thought we were gonna flip through 2 or 3 of these at least.
I've seen these already. He looks great. And they didn't raise the price, did they? I saw he's available for pre-order on Big Bad.
How much was it?
Oh man.
How much was it?
Now I gotta look. Oh, that's $5 more. $29.99.
He's a big figure, though. He's a big figure.
Yeah. Him and Blanca both.
My gosh. I don't know about that. $5 extra for this? This is a kid. It looks like they streamlined everything. It looks really good. MC, what do you got?
Looks great. I've avoided this.
Oh, you get on board.
Too late now. I missed out on all the first releases. So.
They're all still available on Big Bad. You can get caught up right now.
No, not when I go there.
Fei Long is available. Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, Dawson.
You can get on Walmart and get it for $10.
Yeah.
At least that's what I saw earlier yesterday.
Oh,
you can get it
MC.
for $10. Chun-Li, Fei Long, and Ryu. Leica.
I know how to solve that. I'll just send Sawyer one.
That's dirty.
See,
I know how to solve this problem. Time for a little tier package for Sawyer.
This looks good, man.
Yeah. Their photographer's really good. Yeah, it comes floating.
Float? Wow.
There's no stand there. No Photoshop. No, their photographer's great. Recaptured the elements of the game.
Is it bad that I looked at this photo and say where's the edit at? Where's the stand? I was like, where's the stand at? I know it is. Because right there you can see.
The shadow.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, but no, I was doing that on all the poses. I was like, where's the stand at? Not that it matters. But it's just something to look at. This
I like
looks
that
good too.
Electric effect.
Is
that his chomping head?
Yeah. Man, Man, that used to piss me off when people did that stuff, man. I was like, you
Spamming it.
Yeah, God, get away from me. Yeah, these look good. I'm gonna pick these up. Shout out to Toy Migos for forwarding this or putting this out. They were the first ones I saw. And then here, this is from the Jada Toy Street Fighter group, Don Fox. And if you need a little checklist, you can look up Don Fox's name. He's got a nice little visual checklist of everything that's out so far, and he even put drops. Look at that. So there's your checklist. I'm gonna forward this to you, MC, so you can catch up.
Keep track of what you guys got.
No, so you can catch up. You got to catch up, man.
Wonder which one Sawyer would like to have first.
That E Honda looks good too.
Mm-hmm.
I've got an evil Ryu still in box. I could send out that way.
Oh, didn't we talk about this last time? We wondered if they did announce. I guess they did announce it. Zangy? They did announce it. And Bella. Wow.
Yeah, I think they're pretty close to completing the line. I think you've at least seen everything.
Who's left? How many Street Fighter guys do we have in here that can tell us who's left?
Everybody on the box.
Yeah, that's all of them from that.
Yeah, dang it. What are we gonna do now?
See, there's T-Hawk.
Street Fighter 3.
I haven't done T-Hawk, right?
He's right here. Right there.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's 19 characters on the back of the box.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. Because they did put these colorways.
Player 2s.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Don't worry, MC. I'll send this to you. Sure. The collectors that player 2s.
You'll love them. MC, you'll love them.
Fall in. So just when you thought your wallet was safe, the G.I. Joe team. I know we didn't talk about this. I didn't stick this in there, but I guess they had that All Striker they announced and showed. We didn't talk about that, but and then who Gridiron they put up there. They put up theirs first, and then Hasbro put up theirs. Ouch. But I guess the G.I. Joe team will be doing a stream on the 18th with more reveals and more pre-orders.
Woo.
But Hasbro's getting out of action figure line.
Yeah, I think the classified line died 2 years ago, I think.
That's what
that was the story. Yeah.
It's the internet, man. The internet says it all. Yeah, so, all right. Well, if you're into that, you can... I'll be watching that. I want to see what they do. Cash the check! Anthony Mackie says that all the time. So, I guess they're starting to do some preliminary reviews. I know we talked about Fantastic Four, but another Marvel movie. It's been getting like kind of mixed reviews. I've heard people say really cool, nice reboot, and I've heard people say it doesn't fall flat, but it's kind of like it seemed like it was a movie that just went to Disney. So my question is, are you guys going to go see this in the theater, or are you going to wait?
I think I got to see this in theaters. I've been waiting on this one. I enjoyed this series with him and Winter Soldier, so I've been waiting on this one for a little bit. Hopefully it follows along that same vibe.
Oh, like like the Winter Soldier espionage kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was really, a lot of the hand-to-hand. See, that's the way all the Cap movies went. A lot of hand-to-hand, great fight scenes.
Yeah. MC, you'll be taking a +1, so are you going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess I'm going to go see it. It's the best Valentine's Day gift ever, right? Da, 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 da.
If she really loves you, she'd let you go see it.
Let me go see it. If you really love her, you'll take her to go see it.
Yeah, no. I think we're gonna
Loose ends. Loose ends. Is there anything toy wise? Because I've been so consumed with this stuff. Is there anything toy wise that we missed that you want to talk about? Going once, going twice. Moving on.
Wham.
Wham. Mezco. Goodness gracious, Mezco.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. Yeah. Let's first talk about charging it to the game. So, this came out today. Please forgive the wrong pricing on the NRD on one of the posts. I think it's because it's just a mistake. It happens, but there's a correct one, and I put like everything. But it's going to be charging on February 17th. I think this is during our pay in 4 kind of phase, wasn't it? Yeah, so I think we're good. Hey, minis. So this is charging on the 17th. I think I was looking at it, and even with the delay, it's still under 12 months. So I think that's pretty good. I want to talk about this a little bit later because there's some good information about this, and now that it's charging, we can talk about it a little bit. Did you guys pick this up?
Oh yeah,
I did not.
What?
Oh. Maybe after the pictures, maybe, right?
Man, I'm just so invested in the Sentinel part of that line. I'd hate to start over with another one.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm
and I don't
figures deep in the Sentinel one.
Yeah, and I don't know how far they'll really go with this, to be honest with you. But something I didn't put out today that is also charging is the Static 6 Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
The same day.
Ooh.
Jesus. Yeah, the same day. Jesus.
What's shipping on something like that?
So if you jumped in during the pre-order, it's free. That's and
that would have been worth it.
Yeah. They did that. Asa, how you doing? They did that with pretty much all of them. But once it goes past the charging and shipping, then they start charging me for it. So, what? Wrong price. Unacceptable. I know. I've already seen a couple of messages about it. You can't make a mistake.
Reposted your price, so you claimed it as a
Yeah. You can't make a mistake, but when people make predictions, nobody's held accountable for that, right?
There will be no exclusives for MegaCon.
Yeah, we heard that, right? No exclusive, no reveals. Nothing for sale.
It's just MegaCon.
Yeah.
I do believe those were the exact words. It's just MegaCon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. If it fits, it ships.
Reliable source.
Yep. I got this in the mail, thankfully, on Monday. I've been trying to tell people, I don't know if it's changed, but I didn't get shipping notification, email, or tracking in FedEx. It just showed up. So, but I think a couple hours after I got it, I got an email saying that it had shipped.
Get excited. It's on the way.
Yeah. Maybe it's a plan to like delay, and then that's when it comes out, and then that way people think it got faster, Maybe that's like a little game or something. I don't know. But just so people have a heads up, just it's out there. Make arrangements. This charged. The Power Rangers charged. This is from the other group, the Mezco 112 Collective. I can't remember. Collective Collectors Group. It's the other big group, the biggest group. And this is from Cody. Cody got his in hand. So there's the box. And then all of a sudden everybody wants it. That's the back of the box. Hopefully I'm not spoiling this for anybody. He got this shipped to him, but it's not shipping from Mezco or any other third-party outlet. This was from Pop Julia. You guys have heard of this Pop Julia place?
That's some place down south, right? Like Australia or something. Isn't that those guys?
I think so. I've heard a lot of people ordering from it and getting it fast. So I don't know if it's if it's hit that tariff price shipping stuff yet, or I don't know much about it, but I know that they've been getting things and shipping out very quickly. That means we should get a couple of free figures from them because we just plugged it.
Agree.
Hey, Lago, what's up, man? I love to make a bird fighter, electric fighter. That would be cool, man. Ian's here. Boba's here. Birthday boy. We already know he's here. And of course, Mick's. So he had this. He got in the mail. He didn't unbox it really quick because he had stuff he had to do, And then he did unbox it, and here you go. So again, this is Cody's photos from the other group. But evidently, let me zoom in so everybody can see. These are the finished product. I didn't really see any kind of like initial negative feedback he gave it, but I don't think he's had a lot of time. And then he was also kind enough to include the heads. So that's what the head sculpts look like. Thoughts?
Pretty good. Yeah. That high top fade. I remember when Paige had one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Not too long ago.
Nah, I think I have the same hairline too.
We're like Kid and Play.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought it was kind of played out, so I did the Gumby. I did that for a little bit. Yeah, these all look good. I did see this. If you're wondering, because I know there's a lot of sleuths out there. He looks shorter, the red one, but if you really look at the photo, he's standing a little bit farther back. So, well, everybody seems to be able to look at photos and they can tell you exactly what everything is. Goodness gracious.
Obviously single jointed.
That wasn't that one of the things that was said about this? Single jointed. What else? There was a bunch of other stuff.
It's the same female buck that we got with Harley Quinn.
Catwoman.
Yep. I remember that.
Wrist pegs are going to break right away. Ankles. Shitty ankles.
We shall see. We shall see. Yeah. I remember talking about this saying, the female pun. Everybody's like, what? Are you serious?
I can't wait till you see autographed sets of this showing up with the Yellow Ranger signature on it. You ever see that where people try to forge that? People try to forge that? Yeah. Try to sell it. Like, oh, I got it signed before she passed.
So best.
Or somebody will be like, oh, I got, Jason Dave Frank's on there too.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're a little late with that. But thanks to him for posting that. All right, MegaCon. This is a lot of fun here, buddy. MegaCon. Tiny little bit of context or exposition, whatever you want to call it. All right, so this is the joke. Not the joke, but part of it. Did you guys watch a lot of this stuff online, or did you just how did you guys let all this unfold? Because evidently there's a lot of stuff that unfolded.
I just followed between you and just Mezco's posts. That's where I got all mine. I don't tend to get too much third-party information.
MC, I know you were probably really busy. I know both of you guys were really busy.
Not as busy as you, man. You were in the thick of it.
Yeah, it was, man. It was really busy, but it was really good. You know, it was really good. I know, we talked about having a show last week or doing something, but I wanted to wait. I wanted to kind of like wait and see, you know, what some of the feedback was and the comments and stuff like that. And it's important to have like shows like this kind of give a different perspective. I know there are probably some people that are watching this like, I don't know who this person is, but you know, but my name is Paige. I am the two-time Tuesday night comic book champion.
Hmm. Hmm.
I had to sneak that in on you guys. No, but seriously. But yeah, so I've gotten the opportunity to do MegaCon San Diego twice and then New York twice. So I've gotten a chance to like set up the booth and do stuff with them. The only reason why I mention that is because it's not like a flex or anything like that, but I think it gives people a little bit different perspective when you're like MC said, you're in the thick of it and you're touching these figures, you're messing around with them, you're seeing the whole process. I think that adds a lot more value to conversations than just looking at pictures and saying, yeah, that sucks. So we're going to talk about some stuff tonight. And just like Ron Burgundy said, if you like it, you can take it. If not, you can throw it right back. But let's talk about some stuff here. You just made the list. I don't know what this is. Oh, here's the list. One of the things that I saw the most is when a certain figure that we'll talk about later was revealed, there was a lot of backlash. I'll explain a little bit more, but this is just a cautionary tale. There's a lot of people on the internet that will tell you something sucks, you pass, and it's a big circle that goes around. And what happens is we keep repeating this circle every single time. So, the list. How many times have you seen someone talk trash or say something sucks about these characters right here? Prune face, that was a big one. Thanos face. Green Goblin. Subjective. Shadow. Everybody's looking for that. I can't tell you how many people came up to the booth and said, do you guys have the Shadow? Storm Shadow, another one. Firefly, I remember that was another one. King Conan. Dick Tracy, Flat Top. You remember that? Who are these figures? Duke, Mask, Iron Man, The Blank, Ghost Spider especially. Junkyard Joe, you remember that one? Mm-hmm. Robin, Indiana Jones. These are all ones that you can go back to any group and go to their posts and look at all those things, negative things that people say. Of course, like I said, it's subjective. But what happens is, and ironically, the Turtles. We already know about this. And then Casey Jones. That was another one, right? All of these figures that were listed, they all came out this year. Everybody talked trash about it. Keep that in mind. Because what's going to happen is all the backlash that Shredder figure got, they're going to put it up for pre-order. And then all of this stuff that people said, yeah, I remember everybody didn't like that. Because people are easily influenced. You're going to miss out on it. Heaven forbid if they make it a limited edition. I'm not saying that they are. But let's say it goes up for pre-order and people are going to go, no. And then the same cycle that we just showed is going to repeat itself. It's going to come out. It's going to get developed along the way because that was a prototype. They're going to show it. Final version might be good. And then you might want it. And then guess what? You're going to want it and you can't find it because the production numbers are going to be low because of people didn't order it.
Yep.
And then what's going to happen? You're going to get mad at Mezco because they didn't make enough, or you're going to get mad at your fellow collectors because they're charging you more because they bought more, because they knew that you were going to want to buy this later, and you'll pay the price for it. Remember? Off the soapbox. You guys have thoughts? Nah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about a little bit. I don't know, like, at what point does Mezco finally get some credit for their reputation? Like we were talking about ahead of the show. Like, man, it's been banger after banger after banger, And then people just, every time they show a prototype, we want to tear it down. But in all honesty, what was the last figure we got in hand? And we were like, man, I'd rather just have my money back, or, I wish I hadn't gotten this thing, or, it seems like what they're doing just speaks for itself. It just keeps getting better and better. Nothing's perfect, but it looks like the figures are just getting better and better. Mm-hmm. And, to me, if it's anything at all that you think is a character that you enjoy, you're better off just jumping on it and taking the chances.
Yeah.
If you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guy, I can't imagine passing on the Shredder that's coming. If you're a Batman guy, I can't imagine you passing on the Bale Batman and the Heath Ledger Joker. Like, if those are characters that you enjoy, I just can't imagine passing on either one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, Molotov was saying, like, John Wick. How long ago was that?
Well,
that's really how long we got to go back. And the bad thing about that one is, I got John Wick right here. He could have been better, right? Like, he wasn't perfect.
Right.
I think we can all agree that double jointed elbows and things like that would have been great. I can kind of understand why they didn't do it, though, because this suit is very, very tailored. So I kind of understand that. Mm-hmm. But the damaged head sculpt on this guy is not nearly as bad as what people made it out to be. Not nearly as bad. Like, this head sculpt is probably still the best one that you can get without getting one of those, maybe Maniple or something like that.
Yeah.
They got some decent ones, but as far as a licensed head sculpt, you're not going to find a better Keanu Reeves out there still.
It's just the circle that keeps happening. I used to feel really bad for people. I don't anymore. I don't. Because it's the same thing over and over again. And it's not really, and of course I've watched it for a while, but it's not really different collectors. Like, like one person just doesn't like it. I get if somebody's not interested in it, but it's always the same people. And that's what you got to watch for. The search bar is up there. And all you got to do is when somebody says something, click on their name, go look at what they put, what do they contribute to the group, what is that on the product company, and that tells you everything that you need to know. Because if you watch it as much as I have to, and I watch it, the people that trash it are the ones that are charging you for it later.
Yeah.
You don't put that together. The people that are complaining about, they're always complaining about it. Why are you in the group? Why do you collect it? You're just there to troll. It's the theme park thing. Do you go to Disney and say, I hate Star Wars. I hate this castle. How many looks would you get? Nobody's saying that you can't voice your opinion, but it's a little off, isn't it? If you're always hating on something, you just don't like it. Why are you there? There's some people that have legitimate criticisms about some of this stuff. And we'll talk about it in a second, because I totally get it. I totally do. But can we show this really quick? This is the part I don't understand. You know what the definition is of prototype? Does it show up? Is it showing up?
The first example of something such as a machine or other industrial product from which all later forms are developed.
Right. Why do people think that when they show something that has signs on it, that's the final product?
Yeah.
And then how many things have we seen that, and I put examples in here too.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen something, whether it be on the internet or shown at conventions, a little bit of behind the stage thing. There's certain things that they'll show at one convention that is completely different. And I'll show you, not from behind the scenes, but from if you were just a regular person taking a photo. I don't want to give out secrets. So I did it from the other side to show people. But I don't feel bad for people anymore, because there are people that'll sit there and they'll be like, oh man, I really want this now. And before, it's almost like you're cutting yourself out of it too, because people are gonna be like, "Weren't you complaining about it?"
Yeah.
It's just it's kind of weird because I was reading this stuff and seeing it in real time, and I'm just like, "What's going on?" It doesn't bother me. I just thought it was funny.
I also enjoy the comments about. I've seen quite a few people say that Mezco rarely improves on prototypes, and all I could think was, how many prototypes have you had in hand?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you basing that opinion on?
Mezco 89 Alien. This is so small. Sorry. Let me make this bigger. Hopefully. Mezco 89 Alien. Here. Why don't I just read it there? Mezco 89 Alien figure falling apart is when I was done with Mezco. I cannot give another dollar to a company that made me throw away $300. Totally understandable. But does 2 figures go for the whole catalog? I get it. Like if those are the first 2 figures you got, I don't think that it makes every other figure bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
you also argue that those are the only 2 seamless figures they had,
right?
And we know that was kind of like new technology.
Yeah, I would get it if it's like the first 2, but I always see that too. Like somebody will say, "I'm done with this line because of like 1 figure," or they couldn't get 1 figure, so they quit the line. I don't know. It's just wait. Really quick, I'll try to go through this because this also adds context to everything that we're going to talk about later. So, of course, when you get there, you got to set all this stuff up, right? So it's completely blank. They got people coming in, and they move the cabinets out, and then hey, there he is. Look at that tush. You got to wait for certain people to come in to help you set up the booth, and then as you go along, you can kind of see. Look at all that. That's all the stuff. Now you're putting this guy, he doesn't work for them, but you're taking all these figures. You got to unbox all the figures while all these people are putting stuff up. They're putting cabinets up. And I didn't get the official count for this, but I think it was like over 300 figures. So, hey, break time.
Wow.
But yeah, no, wow, he's eating hash brown.
I know. I mean, with
Hash
300
brown
figures,
anywhere.
we spent some time looking at that, and all the posing you guys did was amazing. And there was a lot of figures to look at, to take in, and I was just there on the first day.
Yeah, and so again, some of this context because you only have 2 days really to do this, and we were very lucky. There was Darius was there, KJ was there, and then there was I don't know if this person is cool with me saying his name, so that's the only reason why I'm not saying it. But there was another person there.
You can say my name.
No. Hey, look at it. Coat. But this is all out on the table. So you're literally just posing all this stuff, and then you got to take it, you put it in the cabinets, and I'm not complaining about it. I love it. If I can sit there and play with toys all, but you got to do it very fast. And it's almost kind of like last minute, man. Like you're trying to get all this stuff ready, put everything, all these, all the dials up and everything else like that. And then you have the finished product. So there's a lot that goes into this. There's a reason why I'm bringing this up. But there's a lot that goes into this. It's not just throwing everything in the booth. There's a lot of people organizing to do all of this stuff. Right? And then voila, as compared to just what you saw in the beginning. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. Completed. Show me the money. So, one of the things I want to go over is just some of the newer stuff. And the reason why I was going to go over some of the newer stuff is it's to kind of show you that I know there's a lot of feedback, but with guys like Darius, myself, KJ, and the other guy, it's cool that Mezco brings us in there because we have ties to the community, right? And I think there's a conscious effort by all of us to kind of do stuff to help the community out. You know what I mean? So one of the things that I think I did, and everybody does it to a certain degree, but when you see all the accessories out and stuff like that, that's because people want to see that stuff, right? As a collector, you want to know what it's coming with, right? So there's just certain stuff that you do. So one thing, like with Tangerine, this was the very first time that she was shown, right? And she had her gun, she had this sword, and then she had Afro Puffs. And then for New York, we were like, let's try to do something different. And so we had the holsters, we had this hand, had the Uzi, she had a different head, right? And then this convention, we gave her the scarf and we gave her the these, her knuckles. Just so you could kind of see all this stuff on. Put an Afro Puff, she had her scarf, and then she had the jacket. So these are like little, yeah. It's just little things. You know, I think I told like 2 people at the booth, I was like, go look around the booth. There's lots of Easter eggs and stuff like that. So it's just to show you like there's a lot of work that gets into it, and it's for everyone so they have like a better idea about this stuff. I think with Woodford, what did I do with him? Oh, so Woodford, he had his bomber jacket. And this is also to show you some of the different stuff. We'll get into it later, but this cannon. We put this cannon on, this targeting system. He had this last time, but I don't think a lot of people pay attention to it. And then he also had this pipe. We put that in there, and then I put him with this puff of smoke. That stuff he had before. Oh, his effect, he didn't have that. But just different stuff, right? There you go. Here's a nice little photo for you. This is from outside of the booth. This character has not been solicited, advertised, or anything like that. He's just been on display for the last like 2 or 3 things. Do you guys like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he looks great.
I don't think he's been given an official name yet. I just call him the Blackout. You know, Blackout Doc Nut. But yeah, didn't really do too much different with him.
It's obviously Stealth Knock.
Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm avoiding the chat. Hold on a second. Negativity. I'm trying to think of it. We're going to talk about Shredder. Both voices, both versions of my aliens are fine. Yeah, I think it just depends. Yeah. And again, I know that not everybody's experience is the same, but that's where like going in the groups and reading, you know, some of the stuff. I know some people put that 303 stuff on there. I know some people that put their stuff under hot ass display lights for 8 hours a day, and that's just not going to work. You're going to dry out the material.
Baby oil.
You're like, yeah, under those like,
some figures were at Diddy's house.
Yeah.
The Diddy party.
I don't hate Mezco. I'm glad they exist, and I have found memories of collecting them. It was just such a bummer for me personally. Yeah, and I'm not getting onto you at all. Like I said, I understand if you had a bad experience with figures. I understand. Somebody came up to me. Oh, it was Ricky. Ricky, he made a really good point. He's like, I know I like this line. He goes, but he said something. And it was the first person I've ever really heard him say it. He goes, I'm just price point out on this line. I can't do it. And I was like, wow, that's the first person I've heard that said that, you know? And yeah, and it just makes sense. You know, like either to be choosy and I can understand too, because if that price point is very high, and you do have a bad experience, I can understand how that would frustrate somebody to where they get out. I just think that there's just like anything else. If you had 2 bad girls in your lifetime, do you give up dating? Or, you know, 2 bad relationships, would you give up dating? It's like, no, there's just certain things that you go find either within other lines or other characters within that line that maybe makes up for it.
MC never quits on the baddies.
He doesn't. My husband wants Shredder just because of based on the photos he saw, he wants 22 per Mezco per year. Lago always says good stuff. Mezco are a different experience in hand. I think that's what happens. Initial shots are okay, but once in hand, FOMO hits many people. You guys think? What do you think about that? Homo?
It's almost real.
I think by that time it's too late. That's the problem. That's why I said that it's this big circle because I've seen people get influenced by groups or by uh influencers or content creators, and you'll see them say, "Oh yeah, that sucks," and then people, "Yeah, it does suck. Yeah, it does suck." And then when it comes out, but that was the whole reason for showing that train full of figures, and that was just last year. That's not the whole catalog. That's just last year, and that was just the ones that I remember seeing a lot of negative comments about. And so, like we say in the show, it's all the time. It's like just like hold off, wait a little bit until maybe you see updated figures later on down the line. I don't know. I need info on the Land
Here's a
Reaper.
unique concept.
Yes.
Make a decision for yourself.
No.
Don't be influenced. Like, don't dislike it because someone tells you should dislike it.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. If you like something, don't let somebody make you feel bad for liking it. It's okay. And if you don't like something, that's okay too. That's okay too. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't make everyone else get on your wagon.
You also, yeah, that's good advice. You also really have to have the right conditions to collect Mezco, like right climate control. Yeah. I mean, we live in Florida, right? MC, you live in Florida, and I live in Florida, and but like he says, I keep my stuff climate controlled. I don't have mine under display lights all day, every day. Beep beep.
The vault.
You have to be able to get it. I did want to share this with you. So this got charged, right? Something that we heard about this figure, and now that it's charged, you can kind of talk about it a little bit. One thing that I really liked about this figure, I will say, when this starts shipping, face the camera. When this starts shipping, and people start getting in hand, you need to be very careful with this figure. Not because it's fragile, it's because it's a different figure, just like Ghost Spider. Just like, I hate to say it, Batman 89, Alien. It's not seamless, but it's a different kind of figure, and it's going to take you a little bit to kind of learn it, but it's a really cool figure. Uh, we were at the table, and I was sitting there doing stuff, and of course, I'm not going to like push it with that because it's a display figure, and the last thing you want to do is break it right before the show, right? But this figure, one of the things that I really liked about this figure is if you take a look at the legs, I can't zoom in anymore, but if you take a look at the feet, you know how one of the things that a lot of people have been talking about Mezco is there's not a lot of ankle articulation. So I like this concept of what they did was they took the wrist pegs or those pegs that are on like that peg ball joint, and that's what's on the feet. It's not like one of those slip-on shoe kind of pegs. It's if you had one of your Mezcos, you know the wrist pegs that it has, where it's that split ball, two pegs at the end. That's what they use. So essentially, what you would have is whatever position you can do with your wrist or a Mezco wrist, that's what you're going to be able to do with this ankle. So you're going to have like more dynamic movement in the ankle. Nobody's wowed by this? I was wowed. I was like, holy
I am.
That's what you guys like. Oh, wow. Cool.
Can't wait to see when people have it in hand and pictures start showing up, and then everybody's going to scramble to get one. Who's got the miles at retail?
Be some great pictures coming out of that one.
It's a cool figure. Like I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to push it. The only thing I was trying to figure out was the midsection, But I didn't pose this one. I think I think Professor Heck did. So, I mean, it was cool, but there's new stuff on this figure that I think is going to be kind of like where people will go, wow, it's kind of cool. It's different because it's a upgrade from what you had with, I mean, hell, even Amazing Spider-Man. So it's like you're adding to that. It'll be cool to see what people think about it. I'm not saying that this is the definitive Sentinel killer. I'm just saying as far as in terms of being within the line, I think you'll be able to do more. But what else was that? So that was that. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to think what else. Remember, these are prototypes.
What's a prototype?
A prototype is something that's within progress. That is not the final version, but is what is supposed to be built off of to create the final version, right?
That costume looks great, by the way.
This is the one that was at New York. So we can take a look at this, right? We seeing. We got it all. Oh, what's that? Glue? That must be a prototype. Anyway, this is Deadpool. I didn't see a lot of people talk about this, but this costume to me looked like it was a lot better shown at MegaCon. And there's a couple other things. So you got this and that. Of course, there might be some lighting and stuff like that, but I thought maybe the body was a little bit different. But one of the things that you'll notice is that he has gold accents. You remember how everybody was talking about, the gold deagles and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
He also has his knife and sheath right there. Those are gold. Let me see what else he had. They did add more gold to the katanas as well. I can't talk about the katanas because those can't be visibly seen, but you can see other parts. But again, this is different than what you just saw at New York. This was a prototype.
Strange.
So you can, yeah.
You didn't normally
change.
Basically looking at the final version.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, there's different stuff.
Saw that comment about Shredder. They ain't gonna change much. It's pretty much done.
Yeah.
I'll deep dive in with that one in a second because there's some stuff with that. Angles are really important. Here's I'll do. So I took a bunch of photos for them, right? Here, and it's not an excuse, but here's something that you need to know. There's plastic and there's glass. When you're trying to take photos, you're trying not to get glares. You're also trying not to get people, because people are standing behind you, they're casting shadows on stuff, and you're just trying to get in the best light. I'm not using it as an excuse. So there's a couple of times when I've taken photos from a lower angle because this glare, I wish I could, where is it at? You can kind of see it. Back behind the booth on this side, there was a guy, he had a lightsaber stand and he was just selling lightsabers. So those panels that have all the bright lights, but they're circular like that? I need to catch up with the chat, I guess. His lights were shining really bright on that section. So it's casting a lot of glare. And when you have glare like that, you're not going to be able to see that. I know somebody's going to say, why didn't you just open up the case? Well, I can tell you, as soon as you open up the case, there's 5 cameras behind you going like this, getting in there, asking to touch. Again, it's not an excuse. I'm just telling you. There's certain reasons. So like this is probably one of the better ones, but it's a lower angle.
Like moths.
People like CC have ruined it for others.
I had a dude, he put his arm right around like this. That's what he did. He's like this, and he goes, "Can I get in there?" I was like, "Sir, you can't do that, sir." "Why can't I? You got it open." I was like, "Sir, we're trying to like keep everything kind of contained in here. We don't want any kind of mishaps and stuff like that. It's you. But I know somebody said something about the prototypes, but they said about the glare. Oh, another thing too. He had in the other one, he had this little, pinky finger, stink finger, and then he had his thumb.
Stink finger.
Can you guys tell the differences or no?
Between the pinky finger and the stink finger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taste?
Yeah. I'm sure what you call it. The Deadpool is accurate. It's almost matching Hot Toys. Yeah. And then I remember when the solicitation went up, the photos, for those, the Photoshop photos.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're kind of like seeing this stuff and it's progressing. Again, if you hate it, you hate it. Totally fine. But if you're judging stuff by this very first photo and then it starts progressing, that's where it runs into like you're going to set yourself up, because if you do want this later, you've already mentally checked out and then you missed the pre-order. These are prototypes. This is from New York and Doc Savage, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is from MegaCon. Can you see some differences? I know it's really quick, but
Certainly the shirt is tailored more in the second one.
yeah. It's also a little bit looser. And
Biceps also seem to be a little bit bigger. It might just be the way the angle, but man, he looks ripped in that second one.
So another thing that they did with this that I noticed was the skin tone of the paint. This one was like really, and I thought maybe it was because of the orange reflecting off and stuff like that and getting it. But then I looked at it again. They toned this down a little bit. The shirt, the pants are a little bit, and the boots are a little bit different. I didn't put this out, so sorry. But that was one thing with that. But there's a progression. That was from New York. They are prototypes. Conan, this is the one that was shown.
Oh boy.
At
Settle Boba down. Settle Boba down.
Yeah.
Easy Boba.
This is the one from New York, right?
He's not a prototype.
He's not a prototype. But that's the one from New York. This is the one from MegaCon. Prototype. There's glue there. This, from what I've seen, same thing. The paint apps were a little bit different on this one. I wish I would have got a closer one, but his eyes, the eyes are more defined. You can see like this blue in there. Was it like that in the film? I can't remember. Were his eyes blue or hazel?
Boba?
I'm avoiding the chat. Sorry, again.
Boba, what color were his eyes?
Mezco is getting better here.
Look me in my eyes.
Oh, he said they were. Loco Lou said blue. He said, darn, you gotta calm him down. He's already in it. Look at him. His arm is sexy as fuck. It's especially hard to get clothes sit well on prototype. Yes. Yes. It is very hard. I'm getting a case of Arnold's. Conan. I'm wondering how it's going to work. Oh, with the interchangeable shirts. Yeah, I remember because he's supposed to have a ripped one. I have an idea, but I can't say. So, but yeah, paint apps on this. Eyes a little bit more like paint wise defined. The sculpting was a little bit different because if you look at the other one, see, different. It's more defined. The body's always been there. But and there were details on the sword that were a little bit more prominent. And this medallion, if you look at this medallion and then you look at the previous one, they're just different. It's like different coloring. That one looks like it's just like prototype. So it looks like they put more sculpting and painting on this one. But again, you can see development lines, right? Oh, I did give a little bit. There you go. Hey, there's that glue. You get the eyes? Oh, that's even better. Look at that. Boom. Again, I did take these pictures outside the case. They'll take both versions. With prototypes, you want to be careful not to break anything from the outfit, the figure itself, and the paint. But people are not getting that. Yes. Also, you remember when I was talking to you about setting up the booth and everything else? So something else that happens is like sometimes these prototypes are being put together at the show to be able to get put out, right? So this is all getting assembled real time and then putting out. Because one thing I'll really give them, I'll give them a lot, but one thing that I'll give them is that they want to put this stuff out to show people. I think that they heard the criticism about digital renders. And you know how we talked about on the show about wouldn't it be cool if they showed something online and then they revealed it at the show? So you're kind of giving people at home that aren't there an idea what's coming, but you're also saying, hey, you're at the convention. Here's something, here's an extra treat. You know?
Yeah.
I think they were trying to do that. And again, it's a prototype. And so I don't think that I think people are missing that part of it. It's like, this is just to show you whatever you want to call it, proof of concept, or, hey, this is coming out. It's not the final version. I don't know how many signs were out there explaining that, but I only put this in here because I'm going to get charged $375 for that, but, you know, that's coming. That looked really good. And that's a detail. Don't worry, we'll get to Shredder.
Who?
Shredder. Shredder! Take me with you. Here's another one. This is Thor.
Oh man, don't let Mezco do a Krang. Oh boy.
Wouldn't that be cool though?
Bebop.
But Thor.
Can't wait for this one.
Yeah, this one's cool, man. This one, there was quite a bit of differences that I noticed. So the other one, there were a lot of glue spots on the other one. I'm pretty sure there's other photos out there that would show that. They nailed this a little bit better. Before, this was kind of hiding the hand and the arm, and now you have it a little bit different. I've seen people talk about this and thinking that maybe it'll be Gambit, but if you look really closely, again, this is a prototype. This is not a final. This is just my thoughts, right? But this doesn't look like hard plastic. If you look at that, what is that?
It's like leather.
The seam line, right? It's
Yeah.
not hard plastic. So, you know, I've seen probably 2 or 3 people say that's not going to move. Why wouldn't it move if it's soft goods materials? Why wouldn't it move like anything else? There's your seam line. It's not plastic. There's plastic on the belt. And maybe towards the lower part of it, but I mean, we have characters with plastic belts that move. But yeah. So when you're listening to people saying, "Oh, that's plastic, it's not going to move," there you go. Boom.
Man, that's a big figure right there.
Hey, man. Just try and give people different perspective. There's all these experts saying that they know what's going on.
I can definitely tell the nerve or scale. It's going to be a little short.
Is it? You think?
Yeah, I mean, the scale is all off. Like you see that figure there that's 2 feet behind him. Like if he was the right height, there's no way you should be able to see Sue Storm back there. There's no way he'd be able
to. Yeah. I would say wait until
I can't wait to get this one. Okay. This is definitely my most excited release of this year. It will be that one.
Yeah.
Figure of the year. Let's call it now. Figure of the year.
Ow! Whoa, sir.
Figure of the year.
I don't know.
Call it.
This is the height thing that you're talking about. Look, he was half off. And this was a prototype. This was like a true prototype. It was glued. It wasn't ready, but they wanted to put out. So concept. This one, the next one, you can tell just the differences between the two.
This does come with a body too, right?
Ouch.
I'm just checking.
Ouch.
Just checking.
I did not say that. I'm talking about this. That's all I'm talking about.
MC sent me a text, told me to say that.
Back to you, Chuck.
Yeah. Remember, these are prototypes. Is this the big one? Oh yeah. So yeah, we also got like a quick preview of Nosferatu, the black and white version. Oops. This was a prototype, not completely ready, but it was cool to kind of see like concept of it.
He looked good.
Yeah. All right, and I want to get yours because you were there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get like what you think about all this stuff at the end. This was one that caught a lot of flack.
Haters.
Yeah.
He looked good also. Like, I know you're gonna ask me later, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I've been talking. I shouldn't be hogging it up. Like, what did you think about this? Like,
I'm excited seeing like an animated style figure like this. This is great. I mean, I'm excited for Samurai Jack. This is something. He looked good. I know people are bitching. Where's his sheath? Blah blah blah. Like, again, prototype. Not all pieces are on display or available. Dipshit.
Yeah. One thing nobody seems to really be talking about is Mezco seems to be giving us a lot of new bucks.
Yeah.
A lot of new bucks. Like, you can't just look at this guy and be like, hey, that's obviously the Robin.
That's the Hasbro, Hasbro Lucky Cap buck right there.
Yeah.
When I look at this, it looks like to me, when I look at this as somebody at the booth, it looked like to me kind of like a Miles kind of thing. Miles's body is very thin. Mm-hmm. It's, I think somebody commented, they were saying stuff, and these are kind of the things that get put around into the groups and the internet. And somebody said, what did they say? I'm 99% sure that they're not going to put out this figure. What did I say? I was like, I'm 100% sure you're wrong. And then what happens? They put up the 5 points, the 5-point stuff,
Yeah. That looked good too.
Yeah, I got that in there too. And granted, maybe something happens like Josie and the Pussycats and it gets shelved, for some reason. But I think there's a different demand for Josie and the Pussycats than there is Samurai Jack. I think I see numbers for that going a little bit better than Josie and the Pussycats. So even though this stuff is proof of concept and stuff like that, it's just comments like that. And and you're free to believe people if you want, but I'm telling you, it's a bad cycle because you're not gonna do something because maybe you wanted to get it, but you had this outside influence. Like CC said, make the decision for yourself. I just see all this misinformation that people are putting out. And I'm like, goodness gracious. Maybe it just helps to kind of show people, and then they can make the decision about it. I don't know. What does it say? Do you think Hulk will be a 2-pack with Banner? I do not know. They just teased the Hulk, so big one. Yeah, so this obviously is a prototype. If you can't tell, all you have to do is just kind of look, and if something's not form fitting or if there's glue spots and stuff like that, Yeah,
yeah, he's not dynamically posed. Like, I know. Sorry, Captain Obvious here.
No, that's good. I like it. Yeah. But this is the 5-point stuff that they came out with. This looked a little bit further along. It looked really good, but 5 points, you don't really have to do a lot to it, right? This gave me it gave me kind of like a thing where like, are they going to do the rest of these characters? I guess it would depend on how well the pre-orders go for the 112 version, right? And this. Oh yeah. So I thought these looked pretty cool. I know they're static figures, but you know, very simplistic, nice paint detail. See, are you a Samurai Jack fan? I can't remember.
I used to really like the show back in the day. I enjoyed it.
It was a good show. I told Bubba to watch it. Someone else told him too.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We need a 112 Aku.
Yes.
Which one's that? Is that this one?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that they would go with this. If they did something, I would think that they would go with this next. You know? Because it mirrors Jack. You know, it's a head swap and then clothing. You know? But, you know. Are we there yet? Oh, I wanted to show. I thought this was really cool, man. I know it's 5 points. I know it's Batman, but this is that 5 points Batman. This is really cool because you know it was like he's like, "What are you?" Remember that scene?
Mm-hmm.
So we were bringing out this to the case and putting it in the case, and I was sitting there. I go, "Wait a minute," and he has. I think I have a different angle of this, but because I took a couple angles. So you can hook this figure onto that part right there. Again, I know it's not. I know it's 5 points. It's not for everybody, but I just thought that the not only the sculpting on this was cool, but just the idea of him being able to do this was cool.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got him. He's like literally holding him up. And then I tried to get an angle where you could see his face and stuff like that too. Both of their character faces, but it was pretty cool. I'm avoiding the chat again. Sorry. Where am I at? Let's see here. It's Boba, Samurai Jack. What is this? The Samurai guy and the Woodford bodies are exciting to see the top of new fan bodies. Mez says that they were moving to all new bodies. Yes. People were complaining about them removing the buttons on Nosferatu's coat, but they weren't glued on that photo, right? I don't remember that. Let me go back. Again, one of the things, yeah, I know this one didn't have a sign, but this was also a prototype. I'm trying to remember what the solicitation had. Did it have it? Let me look it up real quick. That's a good catch. But see, that's the thing. Like, you can look at some of these things and try to find, like, differences. But sometimes they do make changes to certain things. I can't remember about the buttons on that. Nos. All right, there he is. Okay, so this one has the buttons on there on the jacket, but this doesn't have the button. Yeah, good catch. He has those buttons. Does he have something underneath it? No. What are the cups? So yeah. So this is something I would say look out for. Because if he's shown here and he doesn't have the buttons and then the final version does have it, you know, I can tell you this was a prototype. I know that there wasn't a sign there, but I know because it was, you know, it was put together. So yeah, I would definitely check because it does have it advertised with buttons. So good catch. Paige, did you grab a blacked out Doc Knock for me? If not, why not? I did, but then I got caught and I had to give it back. It's a midnight drop. Yeah, it's already been out. Let me bookmark and then move on. I'm trying to go through some of this because I want to hear you guys' thought. Because I think we'll probably get to the biggest one here in a second. So yeah, 5 points. This one really impressed me. I know CC doesn't like clowns, but this one was really cool. A lot of detail. We'll just skip past that, but they are prototypes. What's this? Oh yeah, wrong slide. My fault. That was last week. But hey, we're back in this week. All right. Hit me. What do you guys got for this?
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Looks so good.
Cannot wait. I bought Band-Aids today, just in case.
For the blades?
Yes. Many fingers will be lost.
Looks not like the cartoon and more Mirage comic accurate.
What? You mean it's comic based?
And he's not yoked like Super Shredder. Oh my god. Because who wants a ninja that's built like a brick shithouse?
We can agree there's different versions of this character, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
This is Mezco's take on it, which appears to be Mirage comic accurate. But what do we know?
I know there's some differences. Like I think when I was doing some research,
Oh
yeah. Well,
The Amazing's here.
Oh, hide everything. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but I think when I was doing some research on it, because I just don't want to get on the internet and just start spouting off a bunch of stuff. I think the version, isn't there a version, the Mirage version doesn't have a scarf? He didn't come with that. Is that correct or no? The 3 versions that I saw of him didn't have that. Oh, yeah, the buttons were on the solicitation. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm catching up a little bit. But good catch, Cup. Good catch. I do think that was a prototype, though. I'm guessing that they want to apply because prototype. Yeah. Speaking of buttons, hit that like button. Oh, thank you, Luckam. If D is talking, I'll get there in a little bit. Method. All right, so thoughts on this, and then we'll get to the internet stuff.
Buying 2.
I mean, the thing about anything with comic references, there's so much source material, and like the look changes so much. Like you were saying, when you look at some of the early Mirage stuff, it evolves a lot. It depends on who the artist is that's doing it at the time and all those type of things. So, in my opinion, this has everything that you'd be looking for in that comic style Shredder. It's very similar to the NECA versions that have been released.
Yeah.
Just the different color costume, because I don't think they've done this red one yet. They've done just the blue, I think, for what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the only blue one that's been a retail release so far for Shredder is the damaged one, which I do have.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to fit in great. I can't wait to get him in hand. My only thing I'm worried about is there's got to be foot soldiers right behind this guy.
Oh, yeah.
There's gotta be, and you talk about opening the floodgates, because how many foot soldiers do you have to have minimum?
Paige, how many do you have to have?
I think it would depend on if they did singles or if they did 2 or 3 packs. I would hope that they would do 3 packs, and then they would charge you like they would for maybe like a Pink Skulls kind of thing. I think it would be a little bit more because it's a licensing thing. That's just my guess. But personally, I mean, we might be in a different financial time frame then. I think 2 is safe. I think 2 is it's safe. If you hit maybe that, 195, 200 kind of thing, because if that's the case, it's 100 for figure. Let's say you can't afford the 200, you could always sell off your extra. You know what I mean? I think two is a good thing. I wouldn't want to do singles, but if I had to do a number, I think maybe for me 6 to 8. I'd love to have that. It would just look good. But hey, Kadeem, how you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Blackout Doc Knock win. They haven't said anything about that yet. They just keep kind of teasing it. So hopefully soon, maybe they'll have some more information, but nothing just official yet. Good to see you, man. How many do you guys think?
You know, my theory on these is usually when these type of things, 3 is kind of a nice number for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll do just a pair, but 3 seems to be really nice because you can do just about anything you need to do as far as photograph wise with 3.
Yeah,
you can fill a frame pretty well with 3.
yeah. D said that it isn't until the IDW stuff with the scarf, and he also said he's a great mix. Mirage movie, IDW, and knee pads, and we all know like Mezco's gonna do their, you know, their what do they want to call it, Mezcofication on stuff. Yeah,
Creative liberties.
Yeah, oh, God, man. I could see a lot of people just. I know D would probably go really deep into those because it'd be soft goods, it would be ninjas, and they, you know.
D would he'd need a dozen.
Yeah. D, how many would you get? Honestly, I can see D doing like 12. Like 12.
Yeah.
This brings up a point too.
Go fund me now.
Yeah. Put it up right now. Yeah, so you can collect it all right now. But this brings up a good point because we have the Mirage version of the Turtles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Toon version of the Turtles. I think that's some of the confusion around the community too. I think people they're used to seeing either that 90s version of Shredder with NECA, or they're used to seeing the cartoon. And when they see this, they go, not my Shredder. It's like there's different versions of this character, even within the Mirage, IDW stuff, right? So do you think that if this goes well, we could see a Toon Shredder?
Yeah, I mean, if there's money to be made, and obviously there'll be a need. People that are exclusively into the Toon line, that'll grab them. So, D-cell blood.
Yeah. I think it all depends on how well this really does, to be honest with you, especially with some of this this premature ejaculation everybody's doing. We'll point out some stuff too here. What about UCC? Do you think? Yeah. What about UCC? You think so? No? Animated?
I gotta be honest. I'm surprised we haven't seen the cartoon Casey yet. I just really was pretty confident that we'd get another version, a PX version or something of that, with a different shirt or whatever or something, which they didn't do yet. I still think that's probably coming, but I mean, as any company that loves money, I just can't imagine passing up that opportunity. It just seems like it's not ready yet. It's low-hanging fruit. Tomorrow, maybe. Low-hanging fruit. I'd sure go for it. You should be able to lift
it. Yeah. One thing that I'm really, really happy about with this is that they're continuing it. I mean, we didn't, how, to be honest with you, that the pre-order for this, it wasn't, because of the solicitation and the uncertainty, I'm pretty sure that it didn't go as well as they probably thought, because like I said, everybody was bashing it. And then when they saw it displayed, that's when it started picking up. But for them to put it back up for, ordering, and then them continuing, like giving additional characters, I think they understand that, yeah, there is a demand for it. And I'm just happy that they're continuing it, Like it just didn't stop with Turtles. Now you have a Shredder. What is this? Tune shredder would do well. What is this? If I could, D said he would get 16. Jeez, I believe him though. I believe him. 12 ninjas, 3 captains, and a mid boss. Hear me out. With this shredder, you know how Mezco likes to give, alternate heads and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cool with the foot soldiers if they did do something like that, where you encompass it within that pack, where you have these, the captains or like mid bosses or something like that.
Man, don't give them
no. It's in the pack. It's in the pack. You're not.
I know, but then it turns it into that thing, kind of like with Nemo's crew, where you're like, okay, well, how many of these 3-packs do I need in order to build? And you're like, all right, well, now I need 2 3-packs.
Utilize all the heads appropriately, and
yeah, because it's got 3 heads. I need to have 2 of each, and
I need one with the bandana, one without, one with the arm set, one that's holding the katana, the other that's
just
holding.
no peg legs. No peg legs.
It's like the Nautilus crew.
Yeah.
It would be like that. You're like, I got this many, but like you said.
Yeah.
So something that happened with this is, like I said, remember how I went over and I was telling you about the setup and everything else like that and everything that's going on in the booth? One thing that I think got a little bit overlooked with this is, so this went out like this, okay? This is a prototype. Mm-hmm. And when this first went out, this is what it initially looked like. One of the things that somebody pointed out was, if you look very closely, the arm, that's his tricep. Okay? And there was a couple of other things that were mentioned, about this figure. Like, I think people were talking about the neck, and then people were talking about this elongated and everything. I will take some responsibility for the photo, because remember how I was telling you earlier about the glare and stuff like that? Thank God, like, D came back and he did his magic and took another picture, but there's a lot of glare. So I think I did a low angle shot on one of them, right? Mm-hmm. But somebody pointed those things out. And then the next day, Mezco went and they said, okay, we got to fix this. So then back, this is still the same one. But Mezco went back, took them apart, and then fixed all the stuff with that. Okay? And
neck gate again? Is this Wolverine all over? Neck gate, where everybody's bitching about Wolverine's neck?
Neck gate.
What's the overall thing with this? And I'll admit this is the one thing that I swiped from them.
Prototypes never change.
Here you go. Let me get large. How did I get the solo? The only time I'll ever really do like a solo.
What?
I swiped that.
You mean that wasn't the final version?
No, it's not.
Man.
It has glue on it and everything.
Everybody was saying they're not going to change much.
Yeah. But they did see, so they took in the feedback and they said, oh, hey, all the things that are going on, there's a lot of stuff going on. This just kind of slipped through, and they said, hey, let's get out there, let's fix it. So they had the tricep and everything, like you can see the poses and stuff like that. And so they went back and they re-glued. So now you have the bicep there. The pose was changed a little bit. But again, you got to remember, it's a prototype. So imagine taking a 5-point and breaking it and then gluing it together. And then CC saying, that's not a dynamic pose. Whatever pose that you would want to put this figure in, you would have to glue it in that pose. And some of those pieces probably wouldn't do what you're doing. That's why it's important that people know, like, these prototypes. It's just proof of concept. And then I'm pretty sure the next time that you see this figure, it's going to look different. It's going to look different than this.
So good right there. I'd buy that right there, that finished product. If that was a finished product right there, I'd buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not think twice about it.
Mm-hmm.
I look at some of this stuff too, and I see like, is there another photo? this is probably a little bit clearer, but I see like this. I think part of the pants and the chest part is this right here. Because this, this gi belt, I think that's supposed to be covering it. Because most of the time, those pants aren't exposed at the bottom like that. You know, there's certain things I think that, what maybe they didn't have material for or something, but I think this is, for me, when I look at this, I just noticed that it's a prototype. And then there was great care given to, like somebody said, oh, the neck is too high, or you can't see this. They exposed the face a little bit more. There's just certain things that were done with this, to kind of address some of the stuff, but there's only so much you can do.
I wonder if it'd be an unmasked face.
We ain't seeing it like that, but as yes. And this brings a point up too. I'm not trying to like make excuses for them or anything like that. I think that they're trying to do something, and I saw somebody say something like they couldn't do a better prototype than this. And I shook my head. I'm like, oh my God, the key word is prototype. It would be a final if it looked really well. Like I said, I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to show something online. And because of all the backlash that they get about online reviews and them being digital, they wanted to try to do something physical to show people. And then this is the result of it. Even though that there's prototype plastered all over this stuff, what kind of message do you get from it? Like for me, when I saw it, I was like, geez, I'm like, I wouldn't show anything.
You know what's crazy is people don't realize how expensive it is to have a prototype made. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to just keep producing one-off figures until you've made a significant enough of a change in it to where you need to see another prototype. You know what I mean? You're going to run up a tab real quick if you're just firing up the factory to produce one-offs. That's not the way it works. Not the way it works. Go online and do some research to see what it'll cost you to produce one prototype if you wanted to start your own line. It'll change your life.
Yeah, I don't think people want to do that stuff. Like it's not. That's the point of like showing all of this stuff before. It's to kind of give people an idea. There's a lot that goes into that, and so with setup, with trying to do stuff around the booth and everything, like there's things that get missed, but they made the attempt to try to fix it. But like you said, it's a prototype, and when you do something like that, I honestly believe that here's a question for you. Let's say this was put out, right? And they saw that, and this is hypothetical. This is just me saying hypothetically, right? Let's say you saw that, and let's say you had other stuff planned, and it wasn't tightened up as way you would think it would be, but it would give somebody the proof of concept of it. Would you put that stuff out? Let's say you had other stuff to show, but then the reaction to it was this. Do you think that you would put the other stuff out?
No. Nope. You got nothing to gain.
Yeah.
You're never going to silence the haters, unfortunately.
You kind of cycle back to the old communication conversation we always have. Like if I communicate and I still get the same thing back, why should I do it? You just save effort. Save the effort.
This is no different than the Hot Toys community. You can't satisfy everyone. And this is a good point too. I'm not saying everybody, because there were people that were saying positive things to, or or understanding it, but the majority of it with this figure was kind of negative. It really was, and it wasn't. And I get it if people don't like it, but this is the mixed messages stuff that we keep, like you said, we keep talking about, and I keep saying you can't say, hey, we want to see stuff in person, And then they show it to you, and it's not up to your standards, but they're just showing you proof of concept. And then for anybody that's joining in a little bit late, you can go back and you can see the differences I showed from show to show. So you know it's going to be progressively better. Don't you want to be part of that journey? Oh, yeah, I can see where it's getting better, and I see where the final is, instead of being in that unknown factor everybody keeps talking about, where it's the digital prototype and then it's the final release, but you don't have anything else. There's no incentive for them to keep showing stuff if people are just like, trash, I'm not getting this. That's the risk. That's another thing. There's people that are looking at this and basing this is off of a final and saying, I'm not going to buy it. It's not the final, even though there's a damn sign right there. It says not final, pending license or approval.
Can we get those t-shirts made?
Yeah.
Pending license or approval?
Yeah.
we need those t-shirts made. Hashtag quit bitching.
Yeah, I need that shirt. So yeah. I've said a lot of times, like collectors, like sometimes you gotta shoot yourself in the foot, man. I'm a collector. I would like to see more of this. I would have loved to see, I wouldn't care if it was a grayscale. You know how like some of those like Bandai and those guys, they put out like just the unpainted versions. I would love to see that. At least that would give me an idea if a figure was double jointed, or what the body proportions were like, or what it would scale with in comparison to maybe the other figures that they have around. But when you start saying it's trash, I'm not getting it, it's like, what? There's no incentive to show it. Hashtag stop bitching. I like this thing. I think it looks cool. I know that they're gonna improve on it, and I'm gonna get it. I don't care. I think that this is gonna, mark my words. There's a couple things that are gonna happen. One, people are not gonna pre-order this. Heaven forbid if it's a limited edition, because sometimes that dictates, like if they took the metrics and they said there doesn't seem to be a lot of people into this one. Let's just make it an MDX exclusive. Then it's really limited, right?
Yeah.
So you already have people on the fence going, I'm not going to get it. Now it's a limited exclusive. It comes out like all the rest of the figures we showed, and it looks good. People are going to want it, and now you're going to be paying aftermarket pricing for it.
Hashtag the blank.
Yeah. It'll sell out. So do with the information what you may. But
Big
I think
shout
it's
out to a different world, by the way.
You said what?
It's a big shout out to a different world, by the way.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Positive guy. Big influence, man. You remember that show, man? He had such an impact, man, on me when I was a kid. He made just being yourself cool, bro. Dwayne Wayne.
It's a lot of pressure, though.
Pressure or
as far as like the standard that character set, like I think everybody at some point growing up wanted to be like that guy. You know what I mean? Like you just wanted to, cool, smart, all that stuff. Yeah.
He did, man. He made it cool to be like smart. Remember, he was in all like the honors classes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I look up to him, man. He's a good guy. But yeah, anyway, what do you guys thought? Oh, the pants. That was another thing too. I think people need to do some research on some pants. Samurai pants and stuff like that.
I can't wait for the figure. Is my final opinion. I can't wait. I'm excited. The spiteful side of me hopes he's really, really limited, and I just want to hear the whining and crying.
Yeah, but how many times do we have to keep going through it?
Oh, we'll keep going through it. They'll never learn. I gave up on that. They'll never learn.
I think I did too. I was just like, it comes. Oh, this is another thing I wanted to show. So just like Thor, really quick, I'll just talk about this. Like Thor, I'm surprised nobody brought this up. But just like Thor, the classic Thor, keep in mind that he's crouched. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely keep that in mind. I'm surprised. I know people talk about this elongated torso. I still don't think that could be due to maybe assembling, that's hypothetical. That's not fact. I'm just saying, like, there's different stuff because we've seen some of the other figures, like Wolverine, how that kind of looked different, you know, and then they modded it a little bit. But I think this elongated torso, maybe it's because of the clothing, the way it looks, and then also maybe they didn't get it down like they want to. Because once pieces start snapping, it kind of compacts everything. But he's still crouching. And I'm really surprised nobody mentioned anything about the height comparison against him with Casey or with the Turtles. Because I'm pretty sure maybe that's something else that has to do with how elongated he is because of the comics. How tall is he in comparison to like the Turtles? Is he over them? Over them?
He's not a real big guy.
No, he's a ninja. Japanese ninja.
Yeah. Loco said they need to do historical studies on samurai and ninja uniforms. Yes. He says Shredder is accurate. So, but yeah, he's also keep in mind that he's crouched down just like, so that might give him a little bit of height too as well. Anyway.
Haiku.
MC, you down for this? Or are you avoiding it?
I'm buying 2.
Yeah, I'm about to. Orokusaki. Anyway, we'll blaze through this really quick. They did the reveals. I know people were kind of talking about the neck. I know it's Photoshop, but this gives you kind of an idea where they're going with it. We already talked about him enough. What were you guys' thoughts on this? Dark Knight?
Must have.
DC's quiet.
I'm sorry, I'm getting the NECA shredder. So kind of showing him with
Oh, the show? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So they got Dark Knight. I'm excited to see what this looks like when they do a reveal. You know, like then they have it.
This is the NECA shredder.
All right, give me just a second.
I don't need a cameo.
We got to see it though.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the NECA shredder.
Look at that neck.
He's tall and slender.
But this is also a little bit larger scale, I think. But he still works well with Mezco because Mezco is kind of a big 6-inch, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I think technically he's 7-inch, I think. Because this is Black Series.
Uh-huh.
Right? So you can see that's a 7-inch scale.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, I don't think I have a NECA turtle.
Do you have a regular turtle, like the Mirage Turtles? Look at him. He's got that Doc Ock right there. Oh, and then the other one they showed. Oh, there he is. Oh, there we go. Again, we know that there's a difference.
Turtle.
Yeah.
In all his glory.
Mm.
But what so that would be way taller, right? Yeah.
But like I said, this is a 7-inch NECA shredder. So it's going to be a little inaccurate.
Right.
But you can see that even with Mezco that they would scale. So I would expect the Mezco one to come in a little shorter than this one. But not by a ton, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the reason why I think sometimes the NECA villains work well with some of the Mezco stuff, because I like my villains kind of oversized anyway. But
yeah, it gives a little bit more like, you know, like imposing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then this was a big one, the Hulk reveal. We have a Hulk.
You still got me cameoed.
Oops, sorry. Do we have what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Really curious to see how they do it.
I'm in.
Really curious.
Do you take what does it say? Do you I think you probably do you think we're gonna get an April? You know, I think that they could do it. I just think it depends on the support of what they have coming out. Obviously there's demand. Like I said with the Turtles, they had it, they reopened it, they did more units, and then they're doing these characters, so maybe they're trying to work with. Dude, I'm telling you, I know people don't like it, but wait until the Power Rangers set comes out. Wait until Tangerine is out, and more people have it in hand because people don't like that, or they're kind of worried about the seamless tech with Ghost Spider, and nobody really picked her up. But wait until people get Power Rangers and Tangerine. I think people will be more open to it. They'll adapt to it, and then you could say, "Yeah, I'm cool with having April on a seamless body in a yellow jumpsuit." The question is, what version? Do you give people a tune version, or do you tick some people off and give them the Mirage version?
Hmm.
You know, because not everybody reads comics. I didn't ask for this, April.
Yeah. What? Who is this?
Yeah. But Hulk, what do you think? You said you're hoping it's new on a new body.
Okay. I want it.
Seamless Hulk would be pretty interesting to see if they try to pull that off.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And they can give us a gray Hulk. They can give us a MDX version.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, they're gonna have to get the most out of that body, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think they do a red?
Slap a little mustache on them and paint them red. Yeah.
Will it be on a new body? Do you think it'll be on a new body?
Yeah, I think so.
They've given us a lot of new bodies so far. Seems like everything that's coming out is on a new body.
I mean, like what version of the Hulk are we going to get? Are we going to get, it seems like they're going with like the classic Avengers right now, or are we going to get a modernized Hulk? Are we going to get a what version?
It's the Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not on Amadeus Cho.
No, I don't think it'd be that one. Well, maybe since it is this
Maestro.
No, not like that. But maybe since they're doing this, maybe some head swaps, different head sculpts to give you different version. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of see how it goes. It's been a while since we've gotten a bigger brute character. I think the last one we got was what?
Thing?
Slugfest? Yeah,
Yeah,
Thing. Yeah.
I think that they would go with a different body. I mean, the Thing was all sculpted anyway, rock. So
Mm-hmm. You said we're getting a Hogan version.
Lou Ferrigno.
If you have Thing, man, I still think that was supposed to be a little bit more involved. If you have Thing, all you gotta do is like look at the body. You can kind of tell there's like these divot points in there, design points where it looks like it was supposed to be double jointed. I don't know if that had to do with the sculpt or you know what I mean? Because they did really well. Like there was like sculpted like pins and stuff like that too. Like where the what you call it was. But if you look at where the elbow and the forearm meet, I was looking at it, I was like, they could have it looks like they were going to do double joints, but they were just like, nah. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I was excited about this review. Everybody's been asking for it anyway, so it'd be cool. Doc Party. Any closing? Really quick, what do you guys think about the whole two-for thing, MegaCon and Toyz Fair?
Bring on the Heath Ledger Joker. We didn't talk about that one, but bring him on.
Oh yeah, I had him up. I think you were trying to look for the turtles. But yeah, here he is right here.
Oh, you wait for me to get up to bring it over.
I did. I was like, let's talk about it right now while he's gone.
Man.
So good.
That looks really good.
I'm waiting for the final version.
You saying this is a prototype or a digital render?
It says right there, prototype shown, final product may vary.
They tend not to change much.
Is that what?
This looks good though. I mean,
yeah, I hope they don't change much with this.
That looks really good. I'll be really excited to see what we get as far as accessories. You know, will we get the mask that he used when he robbing the bank?
Oh,
will we get the jacket bomb with the string?
Yeah,
cool, cute.
Will he come with a pencil?
That would be cool because you know what else I'd do with that? I'd give it to John Wick.
Will he come with a pencil?
Make it disappear.
It'd be really cool if they had like the effect so the pencil would stand on its own.
Yeah.
Be really cool. You do the whole. Let me show you a trick. Great. I'll really be looking forward to this one.
Do you want a nurse outfit?
I'm a big Heath Ledger Joker.
No,
fan.
I'm good on that.
The nurse outfit?
No nurse outfit.
I'd buy that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Craig said he needs an Anne Hathaway, Catwoman.
Oh man. Now yeah. I'd really love to see Mezco do Bane from the movie.
Some Tom Hardy.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're in charge? Love it.
Do you feel like it's too late for some of these like characters, or is it just like so iconic that as long as it's done right?
I still watch that movie every chance I get.
CC wants a Jared Leto Joker.
Oh yeah.
Suicide Squad one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd love a Commissioner Gordon, like a Gary Oldman Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, that would be good.
I need Commissioner Gordon from V Batman.
Yeah, I'd love that version too.
I've been looking for a custom head sculpt of that guy everywhere, and I can't find nothing.
Oh, were you just gonna put him on the Commissioner Gordon body?
I was going, yeah, just for a quick custom. I was gonna just swap that out or whatever, but yeah, you can't find one.
Mezco makes a large buck for Hulk. I can see them using that for the new large buck for Comic Bane. Yeah, or other characters. I think that would be a setup body. You know, to have that big body like that.
Or a
Doomsday. They do a Batman Adventures Bane.
A Doomsday. A big body.
How do we get this version of Joker over Jack Nicholson Joker? Money.
Licensing. Yeah.
That license. I heard that license to get his likeness is expensive. Any word on what's going on with the Joe license? I didn't hear anything official about the Joe license. They had some G.I. Joe there. I think they had Destro. They had Roadblock.
They had them all on display except for the Commando Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Also, I mean,
you know, some of the stuff that I heard a lot about was kind of funny. It was everybody wanted Fantastic Four. A lot of people were asking about the older stuff. They were asking about Fantastic Four. They were asking about what was the other one? A lot of them, just the older figures. They're like, no, that one's out of commission. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was cool to show the older stuff because it's kind of like a progression. You know, like if you have the older DC stuff, you can kind of see where they are now with the DC bodies and sculpts and stuff like that. Do you think it's a good idea to have older stuff shown? Or would you rather see stuff that's coming out? And I know we talked about it. And stuff that's coming in prototype form? Or do you just like the way the booth is set up now? Especially in the chat. I'd like to hear what they say. You know how the booth format is now, right?
Yeah.
Do you like that, or would you rather see them kind of like push out some of the older stuff, the stuff that's not available anymore, and then kind of put anything that's current for the year or coming out?
No, it's like art. I want to see it all. Like, to me.
Yeah.
I think it's kind
Because
of
you were
cool.
there.
I mean, I've never been to a convention, but I got to imagine when you're at those conventions that you're going to have a lot of people that have never ever seen your product before.
Right.
So what a great sale to for people to come in and be like, oh man, I never even knew that figure was ever available. Because it's all about, that's how you keep a line alive, is by attracting new blood.
Yeah. I think some of the things that happened there was like people thought that because it was on display, it was for sale. So I know MC was there. I know it's almost like a museum walk. I like the idea, but
Yeah.
I also understand the business side, because like when you go to a con, and usually when you go to the booth, whatever is displayed, that's for sale. Uh, but Hasbro does that too, right? Yeah, when you go to like San Diego or some of the other things, they have kind of like a legacy section and stuff like that too. No. All right, well, play party.
Everything's
Talk
for
about
sale.
figures now. I know, yeah. So yeah, moral of the story: they're prototypes. You know, they do. I think they do a pretty good job of showing them. You can go back and watch this video. I think they do a good job of trying to update it and making it a little bit fresher each time. And if you pay attention close enough, you can kind of see, where they're. So like, honestly, look for people that are at the con, like photos at the con. I understand there's guys that do analysis and stuff like that, but if you're not there, it's completely different. I'd rather take the word of somebody who was there and actually saw it, and then I would take that with a grain of salt, because the final version is always different than what they've been showing. It's been years and we keep doing that. So, but hey, you want to keep paying aftermarket pricing, go ahead, buddy. I'm so mad at Mezco for making me miss out on the pre-order that I chose to do.
These tentacles are nice.
Uh-oh, there it is. Am I cheating because I messed with this figure before at the con?
Yes.
I'm hoping we get War Machine. Are we
War
doing
Machine.
sniff test?
Yo.
So, play party is Dr. Octopus.
This box is heavier than I expected.
This box, this has more than I thought in terms of like tentacles and stuff.
Terrific. So can you combine these tentacles to make them even longer?
Yes. I was joking with Darius and KJ, and I was like, you could literally take, I said, I'm glad I bought two of these, because you can take, and they're strong enough in support. But let me break this out. So here's the tray. Those are all the tentacles, right?
Wow.
Those are all the tentacles that you get. So you get short ones, these, and you also get the little hands and stuff like that. But you get two long ones, the mediums, and then these shorts. But all of these can be combined.
Just look at the options as far as just for pictures with that.
It's a double-edged sword, because most pieces you can't get unless it's in the aftermarket. That's if you miss the pre-order, or if it's one of those exclusives that sell out. But that's kind of rare. most of those pieces that sell out, I mean, they had what? They had Vex, and they had Void Cadet, you know, the Red Eye Void Cadet. Everything else has pretty much been up for, you know, a few hours. I just think the majority of the releases that are out, you don't have to pay aftermarket fee for limit. The other good thing about it is, like, even if you don't like it, you can always get your money back, you know, like retail. Look at that. I did this. I put all of these together. Can you, dude? I'm gonna be on the lookout for somebody that parts these out. I seriously am. Look at this. You can just keep going and going and going and going. Look at this. You see that? That's about as long as.
Easy now.
Mm-hmm. Look at that, man. And you can still put these on here too. Look. You see this? Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. You can keep going and going with this. I'm glad I got two.
Who was that Marvel Legend that everyone was buying? It was a Stiltman or something?
Yeah, it's like that. Are you mad that he doesn't have a belly and you can actually see his abs?
He's got a bulge.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about that bulge. Most Mezcos do, right? They're packing.
They're well endowed.
Mm-hmm. The format is double Hot Toys because it showcases older figures within the pushing thing. I love the booth format. Todd said it's good to see legacy figures.
If you were a supervillain, would you wear spandex if you weren't packing? I mean,
if I wasn't packing, probably not.
Right. You would wear something that.
So you said he's owning it then?
Yeah. You'd want to show off the girth.
Yeah. This is a very good idea. It's something I mentioned to them too. Putting out an available or coming soon case might be a great idea. It's definitely be easier on you guys. Yeah, I think putting out if something is, you know, if something's like old, like the legacy. I think if you just had a legacy section, then yeah. Yeah. Yes, Paige. It's cheating. Octavius. Leatherface buck. You know, I'd have to strip it to be sure. I'm wondering because he has that shorter body, but he doesn't have that chub, you know? Look at Cece. Cece got their. They're easy to pose too, man.
These are great. Absolutely great.
Wait, can you stand your figure up? Because I heard that he can't do that.
Oh, for sure.
I don't believe
it. No problem.
I heard that he cannot support the weight of the figure.
Paige.
That's all I heard by the experts. What am I?
Paige. Okay, literally support this entire thing. Watch it.
I'm enlarging it.
Hold that with one.
There he is. No support.
I don't believe you.
I know. Magic. Smoke and mirrors.
I'd rather believe the people on the internet.
You can support the entire weight of that figure with just one tentacle. Just if you're just holding it. That's crazy.
Doc Stilson.
That's crazy.
Casey sold out fast. Yes, Casey sold out fast, but still able to get it.
Pineapples.
I got Doc up. Yeah, Paige, I think you're gonna like it. Who's the expert?
Pineapples.
Pineapples. What happened?
Pineapples. They're meant to keep the code word. I'm still on the thing.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah. Got it.
Safe words don't work when the other person forgets the word.
I know.
Just a note for those that experiment.
I'd still be with him. What's he saying?
Make sure your partner remembers the safe word. Yeah. Paige had to happen one time with Ann.
I hear that. Who's the expert? No, just the internet. There's a lot of people that
2 tentacles.
Yeah. They like to look at the picture and say what a figure can and can't do before it's released, or when it's a prototype, they'll tell you exactly what a figure can do. Doc Ock looks great. I thought I was the expert. Thought you were the no, just experience. There was a guy. Who was the guy? I wish he would pose more. There's a guy that, man, he used to turn those figures out, man. I was like, geez, I'm like, he's kind of like an inspiration for me. I was like, oh, well, you can do it. Damn autocorrect. Tripod daddy. So he can do it with one tentacle, huh? I need to try that. So it doesn't bother you that he doesn't have a belly?
No.
Do you think you could pass like this? You think this would pass as far as belly? If he was doing it? No.
I think he looks great.
Yeah. What you should do is like dig out that coat. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to get Reed Richards and bring him so I could see if that coat fit him. Oh, this is better than the one that I messed with. Highlights? What do you got for highlights?
Facial expressions are amazing. These head sculpts are great.
What do you think? I saw people talking about this. Like he didn't have a lot of hands. He does, so it's 2, 4, 6. He comes with 6 hands.
Well, no. He's got 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
No, not
he's got 20. He's got 20 hands. What more do you want?
No, regular hands, like to choke Spider-Man. Can he choke Spider-Man? I'll probably do that. Oh, you know what I'm wondering? I wonder if like Cyclops or Doctor Strange hands will fit on here.
Oh.
Mezco can make a I wonder if the fat suit from Zayas would fit. Yeah, I wonder too. I just don't know how to sew. This is different too. No, it's not. It's the U. Okay. I like how this belt hides. You know how like characters from the back when they do that U, like on Spider-Man, but you can always see that U shape that goes down to the crack. I like how the belt hides that line. You're like, you can't see that page. But yeah, the belt hides the line. He's been doing 6-minute abs, man. It looks great. He wasn't a fat guy in the comics or the cartoon. I know this, but
the internet's.
Yeah. If he was in a fat suit, there'd be somebody that would say that was not comic accurate during whatever time too. I like this body, man. I wonder who else would you make with this?
This whole look is terrific. Now I want Vulture, Scorpion.
Scorpion would be great.
Who would you want first?
Craven.
From the new movie? Dude, I'm going to have so much. I had limited time. And I was like, what pose can I do? Because I did the Doc Ock there. I was like, what's something that they haven't seen yet? I was like, oh yeah, I remember this one panel he had where he's taking his glasses off, his glasses. But as I was sitting at the table, I was like, I want to do more with this, but you got to, there's so many other figures you got to do. I can't wait to mess with this.
Maybe.
All I can really say with this guy is wow.
You know, they could probably do Rhino with the Hulk body. If they do a big Hulk body, Rhino would be cool.
Would it bother you if it had the if they had the cuts in the arms and everything too? Like if you saw those cuts?
Oh no.
Electro, that's a good idea.
Seamless Rhino. Then
You know me. I like the seamless stuff, but I think it's because I've messed with like the Power Rangers and then Ghost Spider, and seen how they've kind of adapted that concept from Batman and just put soft goods over it. I think like that one guy was talking about earlier. I can see if that was your first figure, and it broke down within a year, how it would be frustrating. You're like, I don't want any more figures on this material. I would totally understand.
Yeah.
So who we at? Vulture, Electro, Craven was probably right. Craven.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely need to get Mezco Craven. It's the only guy who knocked that out of the park. Still waiting on them to do a Sabretooth.
Mm-hmm.
Be a banger. Put him right up there with Thor as far as the must-have figures.
Bendy arms now. They could do a Mega Red.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Loco said, Boba said, CC Doc October is Doc Ock figure of the year.
Wow.
You gotta give him some time. Give him some time.
He's figure of the year so far. so far. I haven't opened Joker yet, though. You guys made me wait to the play party, so I haven't opened Joker yet.
Wait, man. Wait till you open that thing, man. Goodness gracious. I think you're really gonna love that figure.
This thing is really good.
Yeah.
It's just now, once again, it's not like we were talking about earlier. I mean, my goodness. Give Mezco some credit for their reputation. Banger. And everyone was hating this thing when they teased it.
Yeah. What did they say? Ozempic Ock. Hold on. Let's take a look. Like to here it go. The one that stuck out to me the most was because it messed with it. The one that stuck out the most to me was that thing will never support the weight of that figure. Oh God, I remember that one.
Easily.
I shook my head. I'm like, good gracious.
These tentacles are great.
All right, there it is. Zoomed in.
Look at that. That's great.
I'm off screen. Just give me a second.
That's a good one. Where are the glasses buried at in this thing? Is it down deep?
It's in the last tray.
You get 2 pairs.
3. Get 3.
3 pair. Oh, Oscar's gonna like that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I might leave those in the tray for now. Wow, this guy's wow.
Oh, that is something that I did want to talk about too. Something that. So I was talking to them, doctor. I was talking to them, and octopus. I was talking to them, and like, one of the things that I think would help is, I know they go through social media, especially now. Do you know what I mean? As I've seen them over how they kind of like look at stuff and how they do read feedback and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think something that helps is, how initially you can't really. Everything's based off of pre-order, and there's all this, premature ejaculation. Keep saying it, but you know how like everybody's quick to jump on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after a while, like with anything, I think it would kind of turn somebody off, and then just we'll just put the product out, and we'll just, we know what we can do, and we know that's the aftermath of it. I think like for cons and for when people do get products, I know people take pictures of it, but I think testimonials really help. Because if you think about it, it's after the fact. I think that's something that helped the turtles, to be honest with you. I think they saw the amount of feedback, like demand and positive feedback about it. And I feel that's the reason why they did another run at it. So I think if there's a figure that you like this, if this comes out and you like it, I think you should like get on and, talk about it, take pictures, tell what you like about it. Because remember, I think they're only looking at it from the point of view of, okay, they didn't like it during their initial pre-order, I think it just kind of gives them a better idea of where they stand with some of that. Does that make sense or no?
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is they listen.
They do, man. They sat there, they read comments. I mean, obviously because they fixed, maybe not to everyone's standards, but they fixed that shredder. The things that were pointed out about it. Oh, another thing. I remember you guys were telling me this too, but you were having problems with the game. Like you kept saying that it wasn't letting you submit your answers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The kaiju game wasn't working right.
Yeah.
But they went in and changed it pretty quickly.
Yeah, like we were there, and I mentioned something to him about it, and then, from my understanding, the person that was doing all that stuff saw that, and they were correcting it. The
man in the chair.
Hey, Katie, it's back. Good to see you. Good to see you. I met Katie at MegaCon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it would accept the email once. It wouldn't. Yeah. It wouldn't. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like they look at some of that stuff, and obviously they're taking it and they're trying to like fix it. I was telling people that were at the con or at MegaCon, because they have to decide if they're going to try to come back. And even though there was a good showing, I don't, I'm sure if people gave me, I'm sure if people kind of, gave whatever testimonial they had, yeah, I'd like to see it. Yeah, I'd like to see more of this and that, I think it would help them make a decision if they wanted to come back. I think it went well. They sold out of stuff, so. So we're crowning this figure of the year already? Out of the 3?
Mm-mm.
He's figure of the thus far.
He's figure of January?
I really do hope to keep going with these Golden Age things, though. These figures are great. Great.
His neck goes back pretty far.
You mean that Craven with the leopard pants?
I like this. Very smooth.
Yeah, his articulation is really, really good. The body's real posable. But these tentacles just take the cake. And the fact that you got all the different extensions and everything to make them as long or short as you want them, it's a lot of options. How many options are too many options?
Too many options.
Mm-hmm.
He passes the test. There you go. CC, he passes.
Oh. Crisscross applesauce.
He's good.
That's just quick.
This guy's good.
Oh, don't pinch the fabric. Don't pinch the fabric.
Mhm.
Watch them joints. I like this thing, man. We're gonna have some fun with this.
Yeah, he's good.
And take
He
some
deserves some
macro.
camera time.
But what if I missed out? Is there anything that is there any place that's carrying him? I saw some sellers. Did you? I saw some sellers, some group sellers that had him.
I'm looking on BBTS right now.
And Katie says next Spider-Man villain should be Venom or Craven. Ah, you got another Craven vote.
Craven would be really good. There's just certain characters that just seem to just scream Mezco, and I think that would be one.
Yeah.
It's my vote. Scale of 1 to 10.
He's sold out on pre-order sold out on BBTS, so probably have some up later.
Yeah. Oh, that's too far back, Paige. What are you doing? 37 weeks ago.
Ooh, maybe we'll get a Golden Age Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
First appearance. Spider-Man.
Black Cat. Give us Black Cat. CC's marked safe, but
Yeah. Oh, here's a hot take. Disappointing reveal. The arms are great, but that it should have way more accessories like beakers and other stuff. That's funny. A lot of comments are gone. That's interesting.
internet never forgets.
No, it doesn't.
Of
That's
course,
the
you
thing
can
about
always use some of these stuff that we've gotten from other figures for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You got Morbius has got the lab set.
Reed has got stuff from Fantastic Four.
yeah.
Didn't Vex come with some lab stuff too, or something?
It's come with some bottles and other stuff too.
Yeah.
But I know some people didn't buy those. But you know, like you said, it's kind of like rewarding like collectors that do buy them. I like this a lot. I can't wait to take all of these arm photos. It would be interesting to see what
nice.
people. Okay.
So these tentacles are nice, very very nice.
Yeah, I like them, man. You can. Yeah. I mean, they're. You know what? Obviously, I'm wondering how long they'll last, but they feel pretty durable. Do you know what I mean? And they're very. I don't feel like you can't. You know, you see.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you could even like interweave these things. You know. You see.
Yeah, that looks good.
You know what else you could use these for? Like if you had the mech suit or any kind of like sci-fi diorama, you could put these down as like power cables.
Yeah.
And bend them the way you want. Like say you had a mech suit and you had it going, you know, the parts of the mech suit or you know what I mean? Just something that that looks like some kind of like power cable. And you could bend it the way you want. Man. So many options. Too many options. Mezco is going to do a black suit Spider-Man again? That would be cool. Who would you hear that from? The internet. I heard somebody ask at the con about it though. They were asking about the black suit Spider-Man but it was one of the answers of like, no, that figure's no longer in production. I think it'd be cool if they did the black suit Spider-Man, but maybe not in the with that material, with the
That
pleather
vinyl.
material.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to give like a different option, but it would be cloth like. Would you be cool if it was like the material Doc Ock has?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not shiny or anything, but hopefully so. Cece said, "What are you giving this, Cece?"
10.
After 10 minutes of play.
He's a 10.
Banger.
He's fun. He's a 10. I like him.
Yeah. I can't wait to.
I
I'm
like
gonna
him.
be shooting this one. Yeah, I there's so much stuff to open, man. It's not like bragging or anything, but it's overwhelming. I had that biker Gomez. I had this because of MegaCon. I didn't have a lot of time to do it. A Joker. I have this. I just opened. I played with Tot for a little bit, but not much. It's a good time, man. To be a collector, bro. Anyway. Let's see. Does chat have any questions about MegaCon, Toyz Fair, or anything like that? It's been a crazy year already. Just had 7th figure shipped. And that's crazy, man. I think this is going to be a good year, man. CC, what do you think?
You got one more last deserved comment?
I was listening while I was driving home. Couldn't respond. Thanks for the ADW. Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, that thanks is going in the wrong direction.
Exactly. I was chatting with him. I told him, I was like, man, you had a huge impact on my life. Huge impact on my life. He made it cool. He made it real cool to just be yourself.
Yeah.
When you like stuff, you like stuff, you like it, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's see here. It's been a crazy year already. I just had some. Yeah, we got that one. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. Appreciate you. Good night, Boba. Good night. Yeah, Hot Toys. I know local loot. Hot Toys. Hot Toys is really happy with. I'm waiting for Mezco to do something. I met Joshua at MegaCon really quick. Really good guy. I really hope Mez does something special for the Dark Knight Returns anniversary. Yeah, that'd be interesting. How big was that con? The con, numbers wise, was, I think the final total for this year was 180,000. So that's pretty good. And then the booth, I would say the booth was probably about the same size it is at New York and San Diego. The figure count I don't think was as high because the cabinets were different, but they still made do because they put risers and stuff in there, so they still tried to show as much as they could. And the activity around the booth I thought was pretty good. There were a lot of people that came by and said, "Hey, I didn't know you were going to be here," and "Hey, what's this company?" There were a lot of people that weren't familiar with the company, but then they were there at the booth and they're like, "Holy crap, what is this?" There's a lot of people that came up and did that, so that's good. Reaching out to a new fan base. He said, "Appreciate y'all. Bummed that I never even considered that Doc Ock. It looks great. Let the hunt begin." Yes, sir.
Yeah. Matthew Rodden's got one, I think.
Yeah, there's a group seller I saw earlier today too. I got to go back and look, but if not, I'll definitely forward you the contact information. Booth display was awesome. Yes, thank you, Kate. It was good meeting you and the wife. Really good. All right. Well, so there was a big show, but there was a lot to go over. Hope everybody got a lot out of it, maybe a little bit of clarification, or at least some things to take into consideration, you know, when you're looking at some of these prototypes.
Oh man.
You can't see it, Paige is dark. But anyway. Yes, sir, I will. Yes, sir. You guys have closing thoughts about the con, about anything at all in general?
No, sir. I think we summed it all up.
Joker play party next week?
Yeah, I gotta get him open. You guys are torturing me.
We could do a sneak preview first. And then just get your thoughts. We won't tell anybody.
Yeah. Gotta make sure he's not broken. Because you know they always come broken. Always have like a broken leg or
Yeah.
Right out the box.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good customer service or a good collector service announcement. I know a lot of people, they may not have that Ghost Rider bike, but when you get that Ghost Rider bike, make sure that you use the kickstand. Especially don't let it tip over. I'm not saying it's fragile or anything, but if you have that clutch and foot pedal that's on the opposite side and it falls just the right way, it might break. But that's because it falls. So you should check your stuff anyway, but be careful with that. I did have a Ghost Rider like that, and it took a
Go to
tumble.
bed. MC's looking tired.
He is. He's like, I got to go work in 2 hours.
He's fading.
We'll
He's
wrap it up. But yeah, careful with the Ghost Rider if you get the Biker Gomez. Yes, it can touch the foot on the pedals. Anyway, that's it. And then, of course,
myth busted.
Loco.
Man, I should have trademarked that.
Yours is quick.
Oh,
you had
yeah.
quick. We still need to get that on t-shirts.
I'm tired.
Yeah, he needs to go to bed. He's like, yeah, he can see it. All right. Take us out. Take us out.
Remember to help control the pet population. Please have your pet spayed or neutered.
And see with the tradition.
Enjoy your toys. Quit bitching.
Oh, there you go. See, that's what we were waiting for. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your time tonight with the show. Appreciate it. Hope you guys got some education out of it. Appreciate you if you dropped in live. If you're watching replay, thank you guys very much. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Have a good night.
Right.
Bye.